Book 254. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the anti-pope and the Catholic souls condemned to hell. That's right, the anti-pope and the Catholic souls condemned to hell. But what is Matthew Daniels talking about? A long time ago, in the area of the earth that we call Europe today, one of the most diabolical and sacrilegious acts was perpetrated against the members of the Catholic Church. These acts were committed primarily against the believers in England and France, but they affected many believers in other countries as well. One of my ancestors, no less, lived in Europe during this time, and they were indeed close to the people who perpetrated this travesty, and they have passed down directly to me from mouth to ear the accurate version of events that I will now describe to you here. I was told that on April 8, 1378, a man named Bartolomeo Prignano was elected by the cardinals to sit in the seat of Christ as the head of the Catholic Church, and he ruled under the name of Pope Urban VI. This pope, however, was not chosen by God. Instead, a Roman mob held the cardinals hostage and threatened them with death if they did not elect a Roman as pope. Because of the controversy surrounding his unholy rise to supreme power, on September 20th, 1378, a group of cardinals in France elected a man named Robert of Geneva to sit in the seat of Christ as the head of the Catholic Church, and he ruled under the name of Pope Clement VII. He is known in history as Anti-Pope Clement VII, and not to be confused with Pope Clement VII, who was elected in 1523. When Anti-Pope Clement VII assumed artificial power in France, his first act as Anti-Pope was to issue papal bulls to the bishops and preachers under his command, and to tell them that if they assisted him in deposing Pope Urban VI and his followers, known as Urbanists, then they would be absolved of all crimes and all of their past sins would be forgiven. When Pope Urban VI heard of these events, he likewise issued papal bulls to the bishops and preachers under his command, and he told them if they assisted him in deposing Anti-Pope Clement VII and his followers, known as Clementists, he would absolve them of all crimes and forgive them of all of their past sins. He went even further and dedicated all tithes received by the church to be used in funding his war campaign against the King of France and the Anti-Pope. The bishops on both sides preached the message of these unholy papal bulls, and the loyal Catholics living in both England and France became fully dedicated to the cause of war, thinking that by killing and warring they were fulfilling their duty to Christ and thus earning a spot in heaven after death. However, neither the Pope nor the Anti-Pope were speaking on behalf of Christ. They were speaking as men who would sacrifice the very souls of their followers to secure power that neither one of them had righteously received. The proxy war between England and France on behalf of these two popes began, and thousands upon thousands were slaughtered in the streets, while the so-called holy men who instigated it sat tucked away safely, far removed from the battlefield. Over time, the forces of Pope Urban VI were victorious, and the allies of Anti-Pope Clement VII dwindled down. And one can assume, since the regular people who fought, killed, and died in their unholy war never received true forgiveness for their sins by either the Pope or the Anti-Pope, they are languishing away in hell until this very day for following the orders of unrighteous men. And so, the morning motivation of today is the Anti-Pope and the Catholic souls condemned to hell. In life, you should never place all of your faith in flawed men who pretend to be able to speak for God. Quite often, these men are simply telling you what they want you to do, and their desires have nothing to do with God or Christ. So today, pay more attention to what people around you actually do, and pay less attention to the words that they say. And always strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning. To order books in the Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels book series, search Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels on Amazon.com or visit www.dandyandbigherm.com.